If you are not using AI for prospecting and qualifying in your sales process, you are wasting time and probably lots of money. Good morning, everybody. Today, Ruby and myself are discussing the implications of why sales teams, why marketing teams not using AI as a key piece of what they're trying to do from a prospecting and qualifying perspective is really, really wasteful. Because right now, the tools to allow you to go out and qualify somebody to prospect against a market, an audience, a person, is there. It's there right now. And so for you, anyone, to be spending a ton of time manually doing these things makes zero sense in 2025 and beyond. And so why is that a waste of time? It's because it relies on you doing all of that work to figure out, is this person actually somebody I should talk to? And that makes it harder because you're now going to their website. You're now looking at their socials. You're now meeting them at the trade show and then having a conversation and then deciding whether or not there's fit. You don't know if they're a big company or a little company or if they're the right person or the wrong person. You're doing all that by yourself. And so when you have a tool literally in your hand that can help you go through that process quickly, it allows you to define what success looks like. Now, I will say it this way. If you don't know what criteria to use, that's a bigger problem. So you really need to know what makes a good customer from a bad customer. And everybody, and I do mean everybody, will say, oh, we know. Oh, yeah, we know. Do you? Do you really? And if you do, amazing. That's fantastic. Totally use that to your advantage. But if you don't, should you be using some of these tools to help you figure that out as well? And so for a lot of companies today, it makes a ton of sense to automate this, to take all of these potential prospects and suspects and opportunities that are out there, run it through the machine, and let the machine tell you what's going on. So whether you're starting with the LinkedIn Sales Navigator or Gemini, whatever these screen scraping tools are out there, wherever you start to build those lists, can you make it easier for yourself to note not only what the qualification process looks like, get the tool to tell you what you're missing? Like, that sounds awesome too. So you relying on your gut is becoming less and less valuable in this model. And so obviously, and I will never, ever argue against a very, very competent entrepreneur or salesperson's gut, because sometimes it really works out, but sometimes it doesn't. And in the case where it doesn't, what have we missed? And so you want the tool to tell you, what the heck are you missing? So again, if this was 2023, we weren't there yet. We're not ready for this conversation. It is not 2023, it's 2025, 2 years. And now look at where we are. And so if you are in sales, if you are an entrepreneur running a business, and you're not leveraging some of how these tools can help you, process-wise, make mistakes. Mess it up. Totally mess it up. Start with nothing and start figuring it out. Because again, yes, it's easier for you to understand what somebody else tells you, aka Apollo or whatever the tool is. It's way better when you can learn how the whole process unfolds from your perspective as you're prompting these tools to tell you the story that you want to hear, and they don't give you back the answers you want. You're like, that's interesting. Again, we're wasting time. We're wasting money. We're wasting opportunities simply because we don't know how these tools are intended to help us. So again, get yourself into a position where this is how you go to market. You're going to leverage this as your prospecting and qualification tool set, and you're going to make some decisions. And maybe those decisions are good decisions, maybe they're not good decisions, but at least you're learning how this impacts what you're doing from a sales perspective. All right, rant over. Enough for today. Ruby says, please use AI in your sales process. Please begin to qualify and prospect against an audience or a list or whatever with this in mind. And I want to hear from you as to how that's going. If it's going poorly, tell me why. Tell me why you think it's going poorly. If it's going great, tell me that too. I want to hear everything else in the middle as well. Anyway, enough for today. Walking and talking with Ruby.